Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all of the praise and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai, Bashem Rakah Kwadash, and double honor to the elder apostles and the elder bishops on down, and Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai Brakatham to the elect whom this gospel is for and who's pushing it. And, it's your brother Laban. And so without further ado, what I want to do is I want to play this video, and we're going to get into it as usual.
Israel's government formally approved the first stage of President Trump's ceasefire plan, which will see the release of all hostages held in Gaza. In a statement on X, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the government has just now approved the framework for the release of all of the hostages, the living and the deceased. President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, and the president's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, also attended the cabinet meeting, sitting next to Benjamin Netanyahu. The first phase of the ceasefire plan will also see the release of hundreds of Palestinian prisoners, and Israel will withdraw its troops to an agreed line in Gaza. Speaking at the Israel cabinet meeting, Benjamin Netanyahu was once again full of praise for President Trump for helping to secure the release of the remaining hostages in the coming days.
We are at a momentous development in the last 2 years. We fought during these 2 years to achieve our war aims, and a central one of these war aims is to return the hostages, all of the hostages, the living and the dead. And we're about to achieve that goal. We couldn't have achieved it without the extraordinary help of President Trump and his team, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner. They worked tirelessly with Ron and his team, our team. That and the courage of our soldiers who entered Gaza and the combined military and diplomatic pressure that isolated Hamas, I think, has brought us to this point. I want to personally thank both of you, Steve, Jared. It's been long hours.
Yeah, so anyway, I want to get my take on this right here, man. So I found out some news came out today on the Sky News, as this reads over here. Israeli cabinet ratifies first phase of Trump's peace plan as U.S. deploys 200 troops for Gaza's task force, right? So this is the peace plan coming from DJ Trump originally, which went back a couple of days, not a couple of days ago, but maybe a week ago. And now all of a sudden, they're going to cease fire in Gaza. So what does this mean? This means that, as what they're saying, right, in the book of 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Absolutely. So right around this time here, destruction will suddenly come. And especially upon these people over here, because realistically, these people, of course, as the Bible says that they are the wicked, right? And that there's no peace, save the Lord, unto the wicked. So regardless of what they say, ain't no peace coming. These ain't the people of peace. So they'll tell you peace, this and peace that, but they're about destruction. And that's always been the case since the times of the Maccabees, all right? And what I want to do is I want to read this over here, which this is referring to the time of the Maccabees, this prophecy over here, which is to qualify it. But I just want to read it because this is the spirit that Esau comes in. And through his policy, Daniel's 8:25, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. And that was, what was his name? His name was Antiochus Epiphanes, which the word Epiphanes, which means to say that the Most High was with him. Something along those lines. So he caused what? His treachery or his deception to prosper in his hands. So when you look up the word craft, the word is, what is it? Myrama, if I'm correct. Myrama, yeah, I'm correct. Myrama, which means deceit and treachery. Okay. Now, doesn't the scripture saying that Esau was a cunning hunter, which means to what? To be skilled in hunting, or to deceive, knowledgeable to deceive, or to be crafty. So that's the power that Esau, that's basically an attribute of Esau, and a power to Esau, which is to what? To have the ability to deceive you, which is what? Being crafty. So let's look up this word further. You have the Strong's definition: in the sense of deceiving, fraud, craft, deceit, false, feign, guile, subtlety, treachery. The word subtlety should remind you that Esau is the old serpent coming back in the reincarnation in the book of Revelation, the 12th chapter. That old serpent, which is the devil and Satan. Because spiritually they descend back to the serpent in the garden, which was an actual man that was what? Cunning and crafty, deceptive. All right. And Esau uses the tools that the actual serpent in the garden, which he wasn't an actual serpent, like I said. When I say the actual serpent, I'm talking about the man that was during that time that used deception. Okay, and the way that they do that is through mainstream media. Like case in point, when you watch these programs, right? They like for example, you know when you formulate videos, what you can do to the videos is you can change the lenses and stuff like that, and it makes it more appealing. So the show that you're watching, it becomes more appealing. Even they can even make your celebrities more appealing to you. All right. And what I'm getting at is this over here in the book of Genesis, chapter 3, where it reads, and some of you brothers kind of know where I'm going with this. I want to get to the point. Here it is, Genesis 3:6. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and she did eat. And if you notice too, that's why women are more influenced by media than men are. Because the mainstream media, the stuff that's pushed on these women, is more pleasant to their eyes. Now, can men be deceived by what's pleasant to the eyes? Yeah, of course, but more so the female, because she's the weaker vessel. So you can easily deceive a woman. If something sounds good to her emotions, to her senses, or feels good, she's going to go right along with it because she is simply the weaker vessel. All right. So when you watch these various different programs or a certain kind of information that Esau pushes out there, some kind of philosophy, he'll make it seem good and desiring. And then you just jump right into it because it sounds good to the ear, or it may feel good to the senses. All right. So Esau is still using that kind of level of craft or form of deception to deceive you so that you can what? Go right along with what he's deceiving you with and or to do. All right. So as this reads again, and through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper, in other words, deception, in his hand, and shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. And that's what Esau wants to do. He wants to magnify himself so that to the point where they can call themselves being as God, as that's written in the book of, 2 Thessalonians, if I'm correct, chapter 2. And he shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. Right. Yeah. So that's all I'm going to read from there. And speaking about craft as well, which also means, again, to deceive. And it also means to be what? To be false. That's why you have a thing such as what? False flag attacks, which has been happening ever since my generation anyway, since we could remember the Twin Towers. And I'll leave it there. Anyway, as this reads over here, Mossad insider warns imminent false flag in America will grant Israel full control of U.S. The walls are closing in on the global elite. Their narratives are collapsing and their lies exposed, and the public finally has stopped swallowing the propaganda. Cornered and desperate, they're making their next move, according to General Flynn and federal insiders. Preparations are underway for a coordinated cyber and communication assault, one that could cripple America's power grid, banking systems, and digital lifelines overnight. The question isn't if it happens, it's who's orchestrating it, because while the Israeli-controlled media point the finger at China, the digital fingerprints lead somewhere far closer to home. Israel's global cyber network. This isn't just another warning, it's the countdown. Yeah, because there's been articles coming from this site here and other articles as well, which has been going into how the Israelis are not really taking a light to the fact that Americans are finding out about what Israel's doing and how basically they're the villains rather than the victims instead. As to what's been seen over in the East since the 7th of October and how they've killed so many people as well. And that's why you got these Palestinian protesters and stuff like that, right? Because usually what would be the case years ago is that America and the West would always be behind Israel. But because this internet is showing otherwise, now it's swaying people to believe that, which is the truth, that these devils are the ones that are causing all of this controversy in the first place, and that they were never the victims. They were the villains all of this time. All right? And especially Americans. Americans are no longer believing in what Israel is saying that they are anymore. And that's why I believe that this could very well be the next move that they could pull. So they may say, oh yeah, well, we agreeing to the peace plan that Trump proposed. But you always got to keep in mind that the devil has always something else up his sleeves. And this could very well be the next thing. All right? This could be the next thing. But we'll have to wait and see what else happens later on. Because we know that these are a people that ain't of peace. And as it is written, there ain't no peace unto the wicked, save the Lord. So that's all I got to say with this. I want to give all of the praise and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Rakak, and double honor to the elder apostles of the great millstone that have taught us well, and to include the elder bishops on down, you know. And another thing too, we should be praising and thanking the Lord, man, that we got leaders that truly, generally have taught us in the right kind of fashion, man. I tell you, you know, because you got plenty of teachers out there that have misled a lot of our people and will continue to mislead our people, as it is written. The scriptures says that the blind shall lead the blind, and both shall fall into the ditch. You know? So that's all I got to say for this, man. I'm going to close with this one, and I say shalom.